Did you know tea has been drunk for almost 5,000 years, having been discovered by accident by Chinese Emperor Shennong? Today, Sri Lanka is one of the world's leading exporters of tea, but the industry there is in crisis. Rising costs, labor issues, and fierce competition from other tea producers are forcing many to consider their future in the industry. I traveled to the heart of Sri Lanka's tea country to find out more. It's a legacy of the British Empire, and it's Sri Lanka's most famous export.
Sri Lanka tea has a quality which no other tea producing country has. Ceylon tea.
Hundreds of plantations like these in the hill country produce more than 300 million kilograms of tea every year. Over 90% of the tea from these mountainous areas in the south is exported. Despite these enviable statistics, the numbers translate into a backbreaking life for most of the country's 500,000 tea pluckers. This is how mostly ethnic Tamils, like their ancestors before them, make ends meet. It's a labor-intensive industry.
We can work 30 days straight, and if you bring in an extra 5 kilos on top of the 18 kilo per day quota, we can earn 5 rupees more.
It's work that hasn't changed much since tea was introduced as an emergency substitute crop in the mid-1800s, after disease completely devastated the country's coffee plantations. What is the background of the Tamil women working on the tea plantations?
Well, going back into history, when the coffee plantations failed, the British needed nimble fingers to pluck the tea leaf.
Local Sri Lankans have long considered tea plucking as coolie work, so it was hard for the British to hire locals for their plantations. They turned to India for cheap labor. The British started to import families from the southern state of Tamil Nadu to work on their estates. For Tamils, it's become a tradition, and some say stigma, that has been passed down for generations.
As a Tamil, it's hard to get work other than this because some people see Tamils a certain way.
Ethnic Tamils still make up most of the tea industry's workforce. They earn on average just over $1 per day.
It's a problem of economics. If we had more money in our hands and got an education, we would have more opportunities and be able to move on from this.
Anati Abasakara has spent 25 years promoting labor rights. She believes tea estate salaries should be increased if the industry wants to retain its workforce.
The economic conditions can only improve if wages are a bit more realistic.
Have conditions changed much from, let's say, 100 years ago to today, 2001?
Yeah, they have, yes, of course. They were earning something like 20 odd rupees, and today they are earning 121 rupees.
So that's good.
But the cost of living also has gone up progressively. So what you bought for 20 rupees that day, you can buy for 120 rupees today.
It's a wage and way of life that are becoming increasingly less attractive for the 250,000 children living and studying on the estates. They're part of what many consider Sri Lanka's underprivileged community. Schooling was introduced in tea estates in the 1970s. Resources are primitive compared with schools in the towns and cities, but education, no matter how crude, has become a window to another world. More than 500,000 plantation workers make up an industry that has been the backbone of Sri Lanka's economy since the mid-1800s. But times have changed, along with the aspirations of the children of the plantation workers. There are growing fears that the industry may suffer a labor shortage because of the dreams of the younger generation.
Within the last, say 7-8 years, the education on the estates have gone up. Now they had earlier schools only up to about grade 6 or so. Now we have up to higher grades. Now you get them all coming to Colombo White College, they're higher educated. They have got the GC O level, sometimes A level, and they go for jobs in Colombo. So that's one of the reasons we are having a shortage.
Would it be fair to say that most plantation workers want their children not to do what they're doing and to seek a better life outside of the plantation?
Yeah, I would think that is fair to say, yes, that. Because most of them say we want to educate our children and give them other opportunities.
Oh, thank you. Oh, right, girls.
As tourists continue to relax and enjoy the splendor of Sri Lanka's tea country, few realize that the state of the industry and its workers are far from picture perfect. Increasingly, youngsters are leaving the plantations for work in factories or to become domestic helpers. So all this begs the question, will Sri Lanka's $700 million a year tea industry be able to survive?
It's a big question which has to be addressed, because I think we have to have some kind of diversification on the estates. There might have to be other employment opportunities in order to keep these people here.
But it will cost the plantation industry money, won't it?
It will cost.
It won't be in their best interest, would it?
It won't be in their interest in terms of profit making, yes. But it would be in the interest of the people, and I'm talking from the perspective of the people, of course.
And from the perspective of those who pluck tea without a choice, improving their way of life is what matters. Estate workers and their families traditionally live in accommodation like these line houses, home to a number of families under one roof. Most dwellings don't have electricity or running water, a constant reminder of how meager the workers' way of life is.
If I hadn't been born into a poor family, I could have studied and got a better job. I hope that my children can go to school and work in the civil service and have a better life and a better future.